No, I think clearly that you know, depending on energy costs and availability, that's going to drive that. In 2008, when oil got to $145 a barrel, we started to see, you know, some of the insourcing, people moving manufacturing back closer to the end consumer. So if it was the United States, more manufacturing came from Asia back to Mexico. In Europe, we saw a lot of manufacturing go to Central and Eastern Europe to serve Western Europe. So that got started, and then obviously the recession hit, energy prices dropped, and that kind of stopped. You're not seeing a lot of it right now. We've spent a lot of time at UPS. We talked about scenario planning today. We do a lot of it at UPS, and we try to look at what's the world going to look like in 2020. And we had an Energy 200 project that if energy gets to $200 a barrel, what's that going to do? And I do think that will drive more insourcing. Not totally, but I think you'll see more, or say insourcing, near sourcing, sourcing closer to the end consumer. So something we got to be prepared for. Fortunately, at UPS, we have mostly mobile assets where airplanes, where you can, if it moves, you can move the airplanes. We don't have, you know, billions of dollars in factories and those type of things, so we can make that work. But it's going to be an interesting period. I have not seen much of the near sourcing movement since the recession. But if energy prices do spike again, you'll likely see some of that.
Related to this, which area of the world are growing fastest? Which area of the world is your business growing fastest?
Well, I think, you know, clearly we've been doing wonderfully well in Asia, as you expect. China showed tremendous growth for many, many years, and we've done wonderful there. You know, surprising to most people, you know, every year I go into the year and I look at Europe and I say, it's going to be a bad year in Europe. You know, this economy, it's not going to grow. It's going to be flat. We're not going to grow. And we've been growing upper single digits to double digits, you know, for 10 or 15 years there, including this year. We're growing very, very, very well in Europe. So part of what's going on there is they're a little behind the U.S. as far as the movement to small package from heavy freight. I mean, people are buying more. You know, whenever people are buying over the internet, you're buying one or two packages, and that really fits into the UPS network, as opposed to a full truckload type situation. So they're a little behind the U.S., so that's helping drive the business. But Germany's been doing great. You know, Germany's been strong the last 2 years we've seen in the last decade. So it's doing okay. But I wouldn't classify Europe as the fastest growing part of the world. Everybody knows about China and India, and it's been strong there a long time. The new acronym is CIVETS, I think, that we're talking about now, and that's Colombia and Indonesia and Vietnam, South Africa, Turkey, which we've been doing extremely well in Turkey. Egypt's in there. I'm not sure if Egypt's going to stay in there based on what's gone on, but really there's kind of a new set of countries out there that we're starting to see good growth, and we're certainly preparing for the future. We've done a lot of investment in those areas. Turkey, we bought a company, gosh, probably three and a half years ago now, and it's done extremely well, and we're seeing strong business there. So it's not, you know, the BRIC countries are certainly strong. I don't know how Russia ever got in there, to tell you the truth. You know, I just don't see the growth in Russia. And I haven't seen the growth in Russia, frankly, but the other, you know, certainly Brazil, India, and China have been, the BIC countries have been strong and continue to stay strong.
Related to this, Scott, what do you see as a future change